Hello everyone, thanks for pressing play. You are watching a brand new episode of Talking Comics, ExcaliburCCGTV, where every week we come together to tell you about the great comics hitting the shelf. We are talking about the comics for August 31st, 2016. Thanks for pressing play. I'm Chris.
And I am Buzz.
And we are Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games here in Shreveport, Louisiana, as well as in Texarkana, Texas. You can always find out what's going on with us at our website, ExcaliburCCG.com. And the links to our Twitter and Facebook pages are in the description below. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. Thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you to all the websites that refer people to us. We really, really appreciate it. And to start off the episode, we're going to refer you guys to someone. A married couple here, some of our locals, Dallas and Celeste Mora, started up their own YouTube channel called Geek Devotions. The link is going to be down in the description, but if you search YouTube for Geek Devotions, you can check out their YouTube channel. And it's about pop culture, comics, movies, Dragon Ball, Z, everything, but with a positive message added in. I think they're doing a really cool channel here, a really cool idea that kind of combines pop culture with positivity and encouragement. So guys, if you're into that, if you're interested in that at all, please go check out their channel, Geek Devotions, and there's going to be a link down in the description below for you to have easy access to go check them out, and tell them that Chris from ExcaliburCCGTV sent you over there. So guys,
show them some love.
Show them some love.
You ready to jump into some new number ones?
Let's dive into some new number ones. What is up for you, Buzz?
Fasten your seatbelts, because we're flying. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universe number 1 from IDW by Paul Allor and Damian.
I love it.
When a mysterious new mutant targets Baxter Stockman, it will be up to the Ninja Turtles to reluctantly save him. Little does everyone know that a larger trap is being laid by a new arch foe.
Oh, nice.
Plus a backup story from the Kevin Eastman.
Exactly.
And Bill Sienkiewicz.
Yep.
An all-new ongoing series. Ongoing, yes, I said ongoing.
Exactly.
Ninja Turtles. This is not a miniseries.
No,
from IDW.
IDW, that's pretty cool. All you Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans, that's you guys right there. Have fun with that. Also, from Image Comics, we get a crossover of titles from Image Comics with this new series called Eden's Fall. This is by Matt Hawkins and Antonio Rojo. This combines 3 of Matt Hawkins' titles, Think Tank, The Tithe, and Postal, into one story of revenge and consequences. It takes a look at one of the FBI agents in The Tithe called James Miller. He follows a sociopath off the grid into Eden, Wyoming, where Postal is set, on a personal mission of vengeance. The price of this justice will be paid in blood, and both Eden and James Miller will never be the same. So I think this is the first time a creator has had like 3 series at Image, and then doing a crossover with all 3 of them. And we've been fans of Tithe and Postal, and I haven't checked out Think Tank, but there we go, guys. A nice little crossover there with Image Comics. So be sure and check that out this week.
From DC, we have an annual DC Bombshells.
Yeah.
Number 1.
5th week, guys. So no new number 1s from DC, but we got some annuals we're covering here.
This is by Marguerite Bennett and Elsa Charette. Did you just give me all the people with hard names?
They were just there. They were just there, man. I promise.
I guess I can Cajun it up. Charrier.
I think it's what it is.
All right. The long buried tale of a heroine of the Great War, an ace pilot turned ancient predator. You may all know her as the Halloween horror, the bloody Batgirl.
Ooh. What?
But here, we will present the secret story of how she became the first bombshell, known as the Batgirl.
The first bombshell.
Mm-hmm.
So all you Bombshell fans, you know who you are, and you know who your friends are they need to get this. This is the story about the first bombshell.
Batgirl.
So have fun with that, guys. There's like no new Marvels, no new DCs, but we got this 5th week here, so we got several annuals we're going to tell you about here real quick. Earth 2 Society Annual number 1 comes out. We got Dan Abnett and Bruno Redondo on board here. This takes a look at Earth 2's Batman, who is Dick Grayson. And now he's faced with this scenario. Does he have what it takes to follow in the footsteps of the previous Batmen, Bruce Wayne and Thomas Wayne, before him? Or is he ever just going to be considered just a stand-in or think of himself as a stand-in? But he has to find his missing son, and in this scenario, he has to decide, does he need to be the Batman he thinks he needs to be, or does he just need to be Dick Grayson to solve this mystery? So here we go, guys. Have fun with this. It's supposed to be an epic turning point in the history of Earth 2's Batman.
He probably needs to get Bruce's help. Sorry. All right. This is actually not an annual, but it is a miniseries or one shot here. But it is for all of you true blue, old school Suicide Squad fans, because it is written by John Ostrander.
Yep.
This is Suicide Squad War Crimes Special #1. Whenever a retired American politician is taken to Europe and tried for alleged war crimes, the USA must recover them from an allied nation before terrible truths are revealed. Enter the Suicide Squad, who stormed The Hague itself to save America from her own dark secrets. The writer who started a revolution, John Ostrander, returns to the Suicide Squad for the first time in a decade, people. A freaking decade.
That's a long time.
To tell one of his boldest and bloodiest stories ever. Sounds like fun time.
Sounds like a Suicide Squad story, huh?
Violence and blood.
Yeah, there we go, guys. All of you guys still riding high off the buzz of the Suicide Squad movie. Be checking that out. Have fun with that. And last up, guys, Gotham Academy #1 drops this week. When a Gotham Academy student body comes down with a mysterious disease, it looks like Pommeline and Colton disagree on the origin of the threat, causing a divide in the detective club. Will they be able to figure out what's causing this mysterious disease or not? Here with this student body, check out Gotham Academy Annual #1 dropping this week, guys. Like I said, guys, no new ones from Marvel or DC. 5th week for DC, so we get the annual. So those are the new #1s that we're covering for this week. Now we're going to dive into storylines. It's all Civil War because we still got tons of that coming up. So Buzz, what are we diving into first?
Civil War 2, Choosing Sides #5. As the body count rises, no one expected the biggest casualty of them all. Friendship!
Yep, exactly.
Will these Avengers stay true to themselves, featuring Nick Fury, Colleen Wing, and Alpha Flight?
Nice.
BFFs.
Astonishing Ant-Man #11, another Civil War 2 tie-in. This takes a look at Scott in jail, and now he's faced with the decision of whose side he's going to be on, and he's pretty much made up his mind. It's whoever gives him the most money to his commissary account. That's who's going to win. So there you go, guys. Astonishing Ant-Man #11 dropping this week. I don't blame him.
Guardians of the Galaxy #11. When things get rough for Captain Marvel, she calls in some friends from out of town.
Yes.
Way out of town.
Way out of town.
Iron Man doesn't stand a chance.
He does not stand a chance.
Does he?
I was like, okay, well, I wondered when they were going to show that, like, anywhere else, because that's what happened in the last...
Yeah, they just kind of showed up in that issue, and I
like,
remember you saying, like, where did they come from?
It's like, I didn't even know. Anyway, guys, Ms. Marvel #10 drops this week, another tie-in. She fights for the right to protect her home turf, but this time, failure might be the only option. Friends become foes in this series and will test Kamala like never before. There you go, all of you Ms. Marvel fans.
Rocket Raccoon and Groot #8. Speaking of Captain Marvel needing help, she is called for backup, and Rocket and Groot are here to turn the tide.
Turn the tide.
Can Rocket and Groot's friendship, we got friendship again, survive a discussion of the issues at hand? Probably. But they have to survive a confrontation with Gwenpool.
Will they survive that?
Oh, yeah.
That is the question. Also, guys, Spider-Man #7 drops this week. Heritage is not always easy, and Miles and Nova and Ms. Marvel struggle with the biggest conflict in the Marvel Universe since they took up their mantles. Decision time. So here we go, guys.
Spider-Man 2099 #14. Captain America returns to her future to find her family, but the heroes of the future are being hunted. Could this be the end of 2099 as Miguel, that's Spider-Man, knows it?
There we go. Uncanny Avengers #13. Deadpool risks it all to rescue an Avenger. Plus, Cable versus Steve Rogers.
Ooh,
Enough said.
It's going down.
That's it right there. So, guys, those are the storylines hitting for this week. Tons of them to be checking out. Lots of Civil War 2 stuff for you to be sinking your teeth into. Now it's time for our favorites. Some of the first comics that we will be reading at the top of our stack when we get them. Buzz, what is up for you, sir?
First up, I've got Spawn number 265. This introduces a new villain into the Spawn universe, plus the return of an old character that I don't know if it was in the Image universe or not, but her name is Ant, and you'll see her over in Savage, or I will see her over in Savage Dragon. Nobody else here watching probably will, but I will. But she'll be in Spawn too. But anyway, my other pick is Saga number 37. It's a new story arc, The War for Fang. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think we are. Yeah, I mean that's kind of been brewing in the background, hasn't it? So
it's been a while since we had an issue of that. So.
Yeah. Guys, for me, East of West number 29. Yes, because Death finally finds his son. Yes. And then Lazarus number 24. Forever gets schooled and Sonya gets revenge. That last issue was so good. It was so good. Some great stuff for this week. And now, guys, you know what time it is. Time for our pick of the week, Buzz. Our pick of the week. And guys, let me clarify. Your pick of the week can be anything that you get or that you're most excited to get from the comic shop. The new stuff. Focus on the new stuff. Harry, you keep cheating. I see you. I see you cheating.
He finally got a profile picture, didn't he?
He did. Looks great. So, guys, the pick of the week, the criteria is this. When you go to the comic shop, if you can only walk out with one brand new item, one brand new comic released this week, what one comic book would that be? What one comic book would it be for you? It could be the stuff that we've covered or the stuff that we didn't cover that you personally get. Tell us in the comments below, Buzz, what is your one pick of the week?
I would say Saga, but Saga takes me about 5 minutes to read, and then it's like there's nothing else. So I'm gonna go with Suicide Squad,
okay,
because Ostrander's doing this, and he's the original Thriller Killer from Manila. Or
nice.
Wherever.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
For me, easily East of West number 29. This is a meeting that we've been building to for 29 issues now, and now it's finally going to happen. So yes. Guys, tell us your pick of the week down in the comments below. You walk in the shop, you can only get one of the new items that's come out this week. What is the one thing you walk out of the store with? Tell us in the comments below and have fun with it. Guys, you know what time it is. It's time for our question of the week. But it's not really going to be a question of the week. It's going to be a talk of the week. How about that? We're changing it up, guys, because we are going to be talking about GeeksCon 2016. We were there. We had a great time. We're going to tell you a little bit about it, what happened, who was there, what we saw, what was the good, what was the bad, all that jazz. So we're going to dive into this. Buzz, let's start off with some of the things that we liked. What were some of the cool things that you saw or that you liked at the con?
George Perez, by far, hands down, the nicest comic book creator I think I've ever met. Like,
it was really cool.
Considering his status, and like, he could have totally been, one of those, here, sign this and get out of my face. But he drew a sketch, if you paid, for anybody that wanted one.
Yeah.
And I mean, he would sit there and you had to wait your turn. You had to take a ticket, and when you got your ticket, you could get your stuff autographed. Yeah. Or you could get them to draw something. You didn't leave them something and come back later and get it. No, he drew it in front of you.
Yeah, it was cool.
And I got a awesome Etrigan picture drawn.
I'll show that right here on screen.
Yeah, Brad should have a picture of that. Or you got a picture.
I got a picture of it.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. And it was fun. I dressed up Saturday as Boomerang.
Yep.
Captain Boomerang. And my daughter was Harley Quinn.
Yep.
So that was cool. I saw more comic vendors this year, I think, than I did last year.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
And more toys and stuff like that, and collectibles type stuff. It was a good deal. Good deal.
I loved it, man. There was a lot of people, and I asked Matt, one of the guys that works for. He was the guy with George Perez the entire time, Puff. And he said they haven't got final numbers yet, but it was at least as much as last year that it came to the doors. So it was really cool. Like Buzz said, George Perez was the man. For his status, he could have been a jerk and just all that, but he was super nice. I got a couple of pictures here I'm going to throw up of me getting to meet him and getting some hugs from him because he hugged me. He was really, really cool. And he was just super nice to everybody that dealt with him. Several of our guys from our booth, Skip got a drawing, Chris got a drawing, Lee got a drawing, a sketch from him.
Skip got 2. He got a Captain America and a Hawkman.
Did he get a Hawkman too? Okay, okay. So he was George Perez. He's got the system worked out. That worked out really cool, and he was just really, really nice. And then Roland Paris was there. He was another artist who's not as high profile, but he's a super great guy. And something awesome that he did for the last day was that he donated all of his proceeds from Sunday to help the flood victims here in Louisiana, South Louisiana, because he lives down that way. If I'm not mistaken, he lives in the Baton Rouge area. So that's right outside his back door. I don't think he personally was affected by it, but he has tons of friends and family in the area that were, and he was contributing to that. And several of the other celebrities were as well, from what I was told. So that was really, really cool. One of the things that was super cool that I saw that I was freaking out about was that Game On truck, that Game On video game truck.
Oh, yeah.
With the fifth wheel, that there was this Game On, they're a local place, GameOnVideoTruck.com, something like that. They're based here in Shreveport. They took this big fifth wheel trailer and converted it into like the ultimate gaming den. It's got like 7 screens. It can accommodate up to 28 people. It's got like 5 on the inside, 2 on the outside, and it's just gaming. It's just like you get together with your friends and you play games for hours on end or whatever. But it was really cool. It was really nice, really cool. Got to meet one of our other locals here, David Hockaday, who does customized jewelry that he hand makes like just in minutes, like right in front of you. So he was really cool, really nice. There were a lot of comic vendors. There were a lot of them there from different areas, obviously, but it was really cool. It was. I had fun. I mean, this year more so than last year, I was like, I didn't see everything in a single pass. I still didn't even see everything. I didn't even get over to that whole left side where the celebrities were, the other shops and stuff. I didn't even get to go see all that, but because I was working. But even when I snuck out, I was still going down to the right, up and down those aisles to see things. It was a ton of stuff.
And kudos to the ninja that just posed outside across from the Excalibur booth. Dude, mad props.
Dude,
I don't know if you're watching this, but
if I
you entertained us for
hours, literally
hours. He literally sat there and would pose in a pose and just stay there.
He just stood there
like one of those street mannequins down in New Orleans. It was
I didn't even know he was there until I saw somebody talking to him.
Because he's a ninja.
He's a ninja.
He was wearing all black, standing against a white wall, and he still didn't see him.
I still didn't. And then finally, after I did, I saw him with the swords, and he had a pose with them crossed somehow, and he just held it. It's like, dude, this guy's dedicated to the craft.
He did take a break and eat a sandwich at one point.
He did.
But he went right back to.
It was awesome. So a lot of the good stuff, and probably other things I may think of later. What were some of the things you didn't like? I know you have one thing.
A lot of it was the too many celebrities that I just didn't feel like belonged. Like too many, like some of the guests I didn't feel like fit in with the whole geek culture, if that makes sense. Like they had too many of those and not enough like comic vendor or comic like artists or writers or whatnot.
Okay.
Like I think they could have focused more on that than like one of the wrestlers didn't show up, which is not his fault. And I'm fine with the wrestlers being there. I'll watch wrestling. I like that.
Yeah.
But there was like one, or I guess 2 comic book people there.
Yeah.
Perez and
Paris,
yeah. And I was fine with Elvira. Elvira was a big draw.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to point out who it was I didn't think should have been there, but it was blatantly obvious that nobody was going over to their booth. It was like, I feel bad for this person.
I feel so bad for this person.
Yeah. They seemed like a nice person, but it was just like, wow.
It just wasn't there.
No, it did not fit in. Yeah, and some of the my daughter did not get to bring her
Exactly.
hammer in that I spent like an hour making, but you know.
What?
Yeah.
But then, like, 30 minutes later, a guy comes in with a 6-foot
Sword.
Final Fantasy sword, part of his cosplay. That didn't make any sense to me at all either. So, I don't know. I still think that the con is still, still getting its legs.
Oh, yeah.
And it's still very successful for that phase of what it's in. Some of the celebrities, it's like, why are you here? But, that it is what it is. They'll sort that out. They get to, get to know the people.
They're testing the water right now still, and they'll see what people are interested in.
And then, like, some of the other vendors that were there was like Comcast had a booth or something,
and a mattress store.
It was you
got to pay the bill.
You got to get people. Yeah, you got to fill the spots and stuff. So, it's those kind of kinks are still kind of being worked out and stuff. But
keep the root beer people though.
I did not get to try that this year. I missed it.
They've been there 2 years in a row now. So
did you get it? You got some root beer?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
But you got to have some beverage people there.
Got to have the beverage. You know what my kids found that they really liked? At one of the booths, they found this Japanese soda or Chinese soda.
Oh, yeah.
And these little glass
Rocket
bottles.
Fizz, yeah.
Rocket
Fizz, they've got a store in town here.
They had a booth. I saw theirs, and then there was another one set up behind the game truck that my wife said is where she got the original. So it's like this. It's this bottle, and it's got this little. At the top part is a little mixing container, I guess, and it's got a glass ball in there. And I guess you open it, pop it, and it drops the ball in there, and it does something to the. I don't know what it does to the drink, but my kids loved it. They freaked out about it, And it's this little glass ball in there that you shake it around and annoy people with, for hours on end. But
not that your kids did.
Not that my kids would do that.
No.
But guys, it was really cool. The number, it was really fun. We sold at least 10 long boxes of 25-cent comics. It was crazy. And then we had other stuff up there as well. And if you guys are curious, we do have it's a 9.4 or 9.6 graded copy of The Walking Dead #1. So we had that
You'll
on
have to
display
contact
there.
us about the prices.
Give us a call. But as far as I know, they did really well because I was on the. We had like separated. There's the one side with the 25-cent comics. That's like everything, and then on the other side we had more our old premium stuff that we had as well.
We had some customers bring stuff from other people's booth to try to buy at our booth too.
And that did happen.
I was like. I was like, what do I do with this?
It's like, maybe you want to go back to the booth you got it from and pay for it there. They would appreciate it very much. But it was a lot of fun, man. A lot of people came by, a lot of cool cosplay that came through. I did not get to see who won the cosplay contest, but I did get to speak to the lady who won it last year, and she was a judge on the panel this year. There was some of the cosplay celebrities were there too.
Yeah.
They looked pretty cool, and I'm assuming they were judges as well for the cosplay contest. But it was really cool, guys. We had a blast. I'm looking forward. Next year, looks like we're going to have 2 cons.
Yeah,
looks like Louisiana Comic Con's coming back, and then we'll have GeekCon again later in the year.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go with that. So
both are already scheduled.
Yeah, they are. They are exactly.
Both got dates set already. So.
Yeah, and if any of you guys watch in the Texarkana area, the Texarkana Comic Con is coming up here in a few weeks up there. So have fun with that. I think one of our guys.
Excalibur will be up there. The Texarkana store.
Exactly, the Texarkana store will be there, and I think one of our guys, Lee from here, is going to go work with them and help them with that particular con up there. So, guys, that's it for this week. We want to talk about the con, and you can tell us about some of your favorite con experiences, some awesome stuff that happened, or a celebrity that you met that turned out to be really cool, like meeting Mr. Perez was. It was just a real nice guy. And another thing, too, that I wanted to point out about him, when I was at the booth talking with him, they had made an announcement overhead, or Matt knew that one of the panels
John
was
Morrison,
yeah, the wrestler guy, right?
Yeah, his flight got canceled.
His flight got canceled. His panel got canceled. So I looked at Matt, who was like Mr. Perez's concierge or whatever, his assistant for the weekend. I was like, Mr. Perez, can he do a panel instead? And George was like, no, I don't do panels anymore. And I was like, oh, okay. He said, and the reason why is because that's like an hour and a half away from the fans and being able to interact with the fans. and be able to do stuff for them and talk to them and answer questions and all that. And the guy was already doing autographs and photographs for free. And you got autographs for up to like 10 or 12 comics for free. Anything above that was a charge. And the sketches were just like $40. And I was like, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, people can come interact with him right there and do that. Another little tidbit, and I'm going to wrap it up with this, is that back years ago, somebody in the line, we were there, they were saying, George, did you ever work with Stan Lee? And he said, no, I never did. He said, we were supposed to work together. And the guy was like, what were y'all supposed to work on? And he said, whenever Stan Lee did his version of the Stan Lee Presents the DC Universe, he and George Perez were supposed to work together on the Justice League and do that, Stan Lee's vision of the Justice League. And it never happened because of conflict schedules and George had to take other work. But he was going to do that.
And, I kid you not, George Perez was drawing or signing autographs before the con even started, because we were harassing him over there. And he drew it from then all the way to the end of it, Sunday at least, I know, without taking a break. He ate his lunch at the table, never got up to go to the bathroom, I don't know, but he was solid working and had a line there the entire time. Entire time.
Just a trooper, man. It was really, really cool.
How old was he? 61? 62?
60s, early 60s probably. So yeah, really, really cool. Really cool. We had a great time, guys. Can't wait till next year and have fun with it again. So guys, if you're local, make plans for next year. There's going to be Louisiana Comic Con, I think, in April. And then GeekCon has already done their GeekCon 2017 page. So check that out on Facebook and find out the dates for that and prepare for next year, because we're going to have 2 of them. 2 cons again next year. So guys, that's it for this week. Anything else to add, sir?
Nah.
That's a wrap then, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. Go ahead and click subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being a part of our community. And that's it. So guys, gals, take care. Read some great comics. Leave us some fantastic comments down below. And we will see you in our next video. Bye-bye.
And Brad better put up a picture of me as Boomerang, because you know people are going to want to see that.
As the Boomerang.